What's up, Miss Humphreys? Miss Jarrell, Miss Huggins? What up, what up, what up? What everybody up to over there? I might want to turn that down a little bit. I'll get a little excited. What's going on with y'all today? Everybody good? Hopefully my music ain't too loud. If my music too loud, let me know so I can change it real quick. What is this? All right, so listen, drinking and after work Corona. I got you, mama. I got you. So let's talk about this video floating around, right? This power outage thing. I just want to hear what other people have to say about it. Not so much, I just want to hear what people think. Like sometimes, we panic. First of all, let me say this. I'm not surprised if anything that this government will or will not do. I'm not surprised at all. I am not surprised. What we have to remember are the little simple things that add up to this big picture. We know that there are a bunch of rich white folks who run this country, and they run the puppets that we see. We know that's a fact. Here's some things we need to look at. Number one, if they shut this country down, they turn out all the lights, how are they going to get their tax money? How are they going to keep their businesses going for those 3 days? Do you realize if everybody in one state, right, everybody doesn't go to work, it will shut down the industry. Like everything shuts down if people can't work. This country cannot live without money being made every day, every moment, every second. I don't care how much money they have saved up. You think for 1 minute that these rich white folks that pay for these politicians to be in office, do you think for a minute they can survive without making money? I know a guy who does security for a man who owns a house here in Charlotte, and after you get into this community, right, and you go past all of these trees and this freaking forest where he lives at, and you go down in there, the front of his house, he can park 8 vehicles with enough room that they don't have to back out to go around the other one. Like it's plenty of property. This is his small house here in Charlotte, right? He owns a ranch someplace else in North Carolina, and owns something else, I think, in Statesville. I had this white man say that he's worth more to his family dead than he is alive. I want you to think about that. A grown man who says that he's worth more to his family dead than he is alive. We're talking about the rich white American male, the ones who run this country, the one who has the money. Listen, this country cannot live without money. These rich folks would not be even in this country. These Jews that are here running this country would not even be in this country if they didn't have money here. Slavery worked because slavery was about money. Everything is about money. They cannot shut this thing down and not make money. So let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's just say they decide they want to do certain places, certain states, or whatever. They're going to shut it down, right? Charlotte, North Carolina, when 9/11 happened, Charlotte, North Carolina was the one state, the one city, because it's not a state. Charlotte was the one city, the place that said, if New York shuts down, we could easily handle all of New York's traffic, banking traffic. So all the big banks in New York, that if they were to shut down when 9/11 happened, Charlotte said, we can take all of that traffic and handle it here in Charlotte. Do you think that these rich white folks are going to allow Charlotte to shut down when Charlotte is the only place that can handle New York's traffic. See, they couldn't do this in New York, right? And I'm telling you why they can't do it in New York right now if they want to shut all the lights off. Because right now, New York is going through fine-tune combs because of this so-called terrorist thing, which I'm going to get on that next. So they would, to shut New York down, they have to keep Charlotte open. Who knows? Maybe they are planning some shit for Charlotte. I don't know. But it just doesn't really make sense. Like, I think these people, they read something. I have the PDF file. If you want the PDF file, I can send it to you through Instant Messenger. Just send me a message, and I'll send it to you. I've downloaded it already. But I just don't believe, I don't put it past white America. Let me stop saying white America, because black people, we're here, but we don't hold no weight here. We are the people that they get all their work and free labor money from, but they don't care about us. If you notice, nothing happens like that in the black community unless the white people are doing it to us. They're talking about black on black crime. Before you even come to me with that, look at the statistics, okay, and stop with the black on crime. Is damn it crime. Okay, it's not a black on black crime. It's just that black people, the only people who live amongst black people. That's why it's black on black. We're the only ones here. Okay, so don't give me that black on black crime bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Crime is crime, and they try to make it seem like, oh, this is such a epidemic, this black on black crime. Well, go in the white neighborhood and do their crimes and say white on white crime. You know what I'm saying? It's the same damn thing. Go in Chinatown and say Chinese. You say Asian on Asian crime. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So stop that. Black people, you have to learn one thing. And I say this all the damn time. You have all the freaking power you need. All we got to do is just start doing what we need to do and stop this bickering and bullshitting. You know, white people get along. They don't like each other. They hate each other, but they'll agree on something just to progress forward. And we won't. We won't talk to sister so-and-so because she slept with sister so-and-so's man. But guess what? We have something shit to do that's bigger than her and this man. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do that. They don't go to my church. They don't believe my religion. They don't shop at this store. They talked about this one. We are the only race of people who won't agree to just for the sake of moving forward. That's our biggest problem. If we shut up and just figure out what needs to be done in the black community, top one thing is, yes, we need unity and all of that, and I get it. But you don't have to like me at this point. That's fine if you don't like me. Maybe I don't like you. We need our money to circulate in our community. That is number one. That is number one. Once our money circulates in our community, then we are actually building our community. Then we will have funds to implement programs. You know, it's a damn shame that I have to work so hard trying to find somebody who would allow us to have a place where we can teach children how to freaking write. It's ridiculous. I'm no math guy, but once we get started, I'm looking forward to having math tutors there that will actually tutor these children in math. And some of us adults, I suck at math. I hate math. I can't argue my point with it. I don't like it. But that's a whole nother story. We have to do the things that we need to do for us. And it starts with, number one, circulating our money in the community so we can create jobs, so we can get the illegal activity out of our community. I'm not asking you to go join a certain church or mosque or temple or whatever you want to worship. I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm not asking you to go married. I'm not asking you to love thy neighbor and pray for your enemy, which is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm not praying for somebody I don't like. I don't expect somebody who doesn't like me to pray for me. What I want us to start doing is circulating our money in our community so we can build our community and buy up land in our community. That's number two. Okay? Stop allowing master to dictate what you can and cannot do. We have the power. If you look at Walmart's and you look at Walmart and you see how much money we spend in Walmart, you would see how much money we actually have. Stop looking for a freaking discount everywhere. Stop the mom and pop. Stop by mom and pop store that's black owned and do something. Spend a quarter, $1, whatever it is. Do something in there. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of work we need to do. What's up, Erica? It's a lot of work we need to do on certain sides, but we got to start on the inside. Okay? Stop listening to all of this shit what white people telling you to do and you can't do. Let's just do. The number one thing is circulating our money in our community. We need to learn to do that collectively and together. Okay? Now, let's look at this freaking terrorists. And any questions, just chime right on in and we'll jump on it. Let's look at this so-called terrorist thing, right? Before I get into this dumbass president. They said they interviewed people yesterday right after the event. And all these people saying, yeah, the guy was running around. He didn't know where to go. He had these fake guns, this and that. Then all of a sudden, somebody says, oh, we heard him say the police now, right, in the report. In the first conference, you go back on YouTube, the first conference they did yesterday, after all the people they were interviewing that were there at the scene, right, that didn't hear this, in the conference they say, oh, yeah, he said Allahu Akbar. Yeah, he said it when he was running. But nobody heard it except the people who whispered it to the police. And that's what they told us in the conference. Get out of here. Get out of here. That already right there draws a red flag. Nobody heard it, or nobody even heard from the person who said that they heard that. Right? What the hell happened? How did that miss? How did they actually interview maybe half a dozen people on TV? None of them heard it, but somebody happened to whisper it to whoever they did it to, and then they reported it as such. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. Stop feeding into the bullshit, okay? Now, they said it was ISIS related. Well, it's so ironic that ISIS, right, is this so-called big fixation in terror, right, that they can't seem to kill them off and do this with, but they got people with BB guns and paint guns. So this guy did a terrorist attack, and he only had a BB gun, and he only had a paintball gun. And then turn around, and the police just so happened to shoot him in the leg at first. Then they shot him in the stomach, but he's not dead. What happened to hands up, don't shoot? Why am I dead? Like, the shit don't make sense, and y'all buy into this garbage. Like, I don't understand why. Listen, none of this stuff makes sense. And then it just so happens, the day after, this orange bastard gets his cabinet people start getting arrested, right? They arrested. $10 million bond, $5 million here, $5 million here. And then another thing that gets me with this fucking white collar crime bullshit. This bastard so-called turns himself in, gets his $10 million bond, and he's on house arrest that quick. That he never even saw the inside of a jail. Never saw the inside of, he went down to the courthouse. I'm here, signed some papers, and this son of a bitch walks right out, goes home on house arrest. I bet he doesn't even have a bracelet on his ankle. Come on, people. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. Stop thinking that these people are telling you really what's going on. They don't give a damn. Okay? They just doing what the hell they do. I want to get deep into some other things, but not at this point. I'll wait. I'll save some of that stuff. They're probably going to snatch the video down when I start talking about that. But these people are evil, E-V-I-L, very evil people. Anytime white people dictate what happens with black people, it is never a good thing. And when these people are rich and have power over certain entities, it's never a good thing. It's never amounted to a good thing. Y'all stop eating up this foolishness, because these people don't give a damn about you. And then that's why I get sick of these black leaders who come on here and they always, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and they fucking begging. Give people the information for free. Give it to them for free. I'm not saying you got to do everything you do for free, but give people information for free. Stop telling them, oh, I need this and need that. You got all these scholarships and all this shit. Go get some grant money and pay for the shit, and stop taking it from us. You know what I'm saying? You can get grant money and do your thing with it. Stop taking the money from poor people. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And I get so pissed off. I saw the video. My mom sent it to me. Somebody else had sent it to me prior. And my mom said, I said, well, let me watch it. And I see the two sisters on there. And I'm not saying they don't have, I got the PDF file right here on my computer. I'm not saying that it's not some legit statements in there. I'm just questioning the validity of the event actually happening on the 4th and lasting so many days. If America shuts down for 4 days, believe me, you don't have to worry about the 5th day. Now, you mean to tell me they're going to shut all of this stuff down, but they'll still have the capability to send off missiles and stuff in case we're being attacked? I mean, think about what y'all saying. Nobody likes America. Nobody, there's so many freaking enemies that we will be vulnerable to. And then there's a terrorist attack. Then they put this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to shut it down in the midst of investigating a terror attack. They're going to shut out all the power in the entire country. Oh my God. Think about what they're saying. Like the shit, when you start putting all this stuff, it makes no sense. Okay, terrorist attack. After they put these people on, they got them for conspiracy against the United States, right? It didn't say against America. It said against the United States, but still was kind of, you know, you got to watch the wording that these fucking crackers use. It's conspiracy against the United States is what they was being charged for. Not conspiracy against America. Is it the same thing? It won't be worldwide, fam. Right. I didn't mean worldwide if I made a mistake. But they were saying that it was supposed to be, okay, 25 cities. What 25 cities? And now let's look at this for a minute, Erica. If it's 25 cities, right? They're going to pick a random 25. Let's just say for the sake, it might be, okay, because I don't know, right? I'm not in position to know for a fact. What 25 cities would it be okay for America to not make money? Right? For them to not, because they can't live without taxes. If you shut down 25 cities, that is how many millions of dollars they are going to miss, that they're going to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of running an exercise. Now, it's one thing if they said they was going to corral some people, and I believe they would kill people before they would let that happen where they can't make money from those 25 cities. I just don't see it. I just don't see it because this country cannot live without money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the taxes are what they are. They can't live without it. They have to have it. You got all this damn Congress making all this money. They cannot live without. Who's not going to get paid? We'll do the killing. Right. It makes sense. I'm not going to sit here and debate that part. That part makes sense. That part makes sense. But even in the process, who's going to account for that money? So you're saying that they already got paid for the tax money that they're going to lose when they shut down 25 cities. I don't know. I don't see that, because then the government is still losing money. Where they getting their money from? When those 25 cities are shut down, they're going to lose tax money that they would normally get, and whatever else, drug money and all that stuff that they got invested in, because they bring all the drugs in anyway. What cities are they willing to sacrifice that much loss of money? Even if they got paid a lump sum, who paid that money for this government to have that they're going to lose? That's my question. Not the people, not the businesses, the government. Who paid the government to lose that money that they're going to get? Because they can't live without it. 25 cities would hurt them. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that it's not a realistic thing. The thing about it is we got to dig deeper. Are they willing to do that sacrifice? And if they are, then there's something else ahead of that. There's something else way ahead of that. That is a lot of money that they'll be giving up for 25 cities on the average. And if somebody's in this group, right, if you can, because I can't do it. If you can Google, let's say the average taxes paid the United States, 25 cities per day. Oh my God, 25 cities is, whoo, that is huge. Mainstream media will never tell the truth. You're absolutely right, Paulette. Mainstream media will never tell the whole truth about nothing, about absolutely nothing. And I don't believe, I watch CNN to watch the foolery, because you got to keep abreast of what your enemy is going to do. Believe it, the government is not a friend of the people. The government is an enemy. It's the UN, so this is bigger than just the USA. And ask any military, the UN is already here. Why? Well, you're 100% right. My uncle who passed, I can say it now, my uncle who passed had told us after 9/11 happened, he damn near cried when he said, y'all have no idea what these people have in store for y'all. My uncle was in to every war since everything since, well, he went into the military right before I was born. I want to say 60 something. And we lost him 2 years ago. And my uncle had already told us that the stuff that the people have, the America has planned for us is unreal. And you're right, it's not just America, but the United Nations is really funded by America only. They're the only ones who's paying the United Nations. The test is an investment. You got to spend money to make money. Yeah, I mean, I get you. I get you. And trust me, Erica, I'm not being, we are lab rats. Yeah, yeah. We are. We always have been. We always have been. And if they shut it down, they would shut down. The 25 cities they would have to shut down would have to be cities that they could afford to give up money ahead of time. And it wouldn't be a major city. It'd have to be something that's, I don't know, maybe factory based, so it's not a lot of taxes or taxable merchandise that they're willing to say, okay, here's the bargain for that. It couldn't be a major city like a Chicago, like a New York, New York City, like a Charlotte, like I said, handling its banking. It would have to be a city that is not going to lose big time. Like imagine them doing that to Disney. No way. Imagine them doing that to Vegas. No way. You know what I mean? Like there's so much money that they wouldn't take a chance of doing that. So then it becomes, what cities are they actually going to do? You know what I'm saying? And that fucking group, it appears to be near military bases. It's not in Charlotte, but Fayetteville on the list, but Atlanta is on the list. Well, and I can see it. It would have to be. And then here's another thing, Erica. Let's look at this too. Like if you look at how the military is all over the place now, right? They have military everywhere, right off of highways, any major highways. They are military presence really, really close. Charlotte is actually surrounded. 485 is a circled highway. You can touch every highway and major road off of 485. If the military came in from 485, they could shut down the whole Charlotte off of 485. And it's unreal. So you are right to say that it would have to be there. But Charlotte would be in danger, being only 2.5 hours from Fayetteville. But again, they would probably corral us in Charlotte to make sure that the money can still be made. That's yeah. It's interesting when you look at it. But this is the problem. Rich white people have no conscience. They have no nothing. They don't bleed red, they bleed green. And it's always about green with these people. These are some devils, man. These are some freaking devils. And you can't trust anything they tell you. And this orange son of a bitch, he's the most ignorant. He's much more ignorant than Bush was. Bush was just dumb. Like he just didn't, he didn't have the fucking sense of enough sense as a doornail. But this orange bastard, this motherfucker he is so anti-black, right? So where's his wife from? Does anybody know where his wife from? Is that bitch from Russia? Where is she from? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then this it's just retarded. He's talking about he don't know this dude. This dude is a liar, but he praised them at one point in the interview they got on tape. He's at all these different meetings with you, sitting at the table 4 chairs away. That is, when you look at, okay, let's look at regular movies, right? Because I don't want y'all to get Trumpified, right? Don't get Trumpified on me. Look at any regular movies when they have a king and the king has dinner. The king has dinner. The closer to the king you sit, right? His wife's on one side, he's on the other side. The closer advisors sit closer to the king or whoever's in charge. That other dude, Papadopoulos, or whatever his name is, was the third or the fourth seat away from the president on his right-hand side. You got to do the knowledge, you have to do the math. third or fourth person to his right hand. Anybody watch the Game of Thrones? Your right hand, right? They always say you the king's hand. Think about how close you have to be involved to be sitting that close to the man in charge. But he says he doesn't know him. This is crazy. And right, his wife is from Russia. That's the point I was trying to make. She's from Russia. That whole shit is already there. Listen. They're not there. Some people are figuring it out now, but people already knew there was some Russia involvement anyway. I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton and her husband. They fucking lock black people up like fucking whatever, pack rats and sardines anyway. But they wanted her out of there so they could bring in this clown that's making us worry so much about Twitter. All of those little devils that are underneath them is doing all the dirty work. And we worry about that orange devil. He's an orange devil. He ain't doing nothing but being a puppet like anybody else. But it's the devils around him that are doing all the work. He's just an asshole. We got to be careful, man. Black people, we need to wake up. And listen, I'm not promoting I'm not telling you what to do with your beliefs and faiths and all of that. But we spend too much time trying to convince people to come over to our faith instead of convincing people to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, if you look back in slavery time, poor white folks who they couldn't even afford to have slaves, right? They were a step away from being homeless. They were living in shacks, just a step up from what the slaves were living in, barn houses. The only difference was they had actual doors on and not barn doors that didn't close all the way like the slaves did. These people went and voted and kept promoting slavery only just so they could prove that they were a step ahead of black people, a step ahead of slaves. It's the only reason why they pushed slavery. They couldn't even get slaves. They couldn't afford slaves. They were loaned slaves just to do little shit. Then they had to pay them back for the rest of their lives. But what I'm trying to tell you is simple. These white people will do anything together as long as it's against you and your black skin. As long as it's against us, they will collectively come together. They don't like each other. If you look at mafia movies, Jews and Italians don't even get along. They don't like each other. Every now and then you find some, but Italians don't respect Jews. Look at all the mafia pictures. They show it all. Italians be like, get that Jew boy out of here. Jews. We're not going to get into the story of the Jews. I'm getting into them. They don't get along with them. The Jews are running the country right now. So you mean to tell me all of a sudden Jews and Italians get along together now? It's about money. But they collectively come together just to keep draining money and everything else from your black ass, from our black asses. That's the will. That's the wheel of America. That's the wheel. We only have spoken here. You know what I mean? They just whooping on our asses. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And we won't get it. I read an article some years back when they put up a Walmart in a black area in Chicago, and they said over the weekend, that Walmart brought in like over $1 billion in over the weekend. Don't tell me black people don't have money collectively. We can buy our own politicians to go in office if we got to run in this corrupt government, this corrupt system. We got the money to pay our own politicians, man. That's what it's all about. These politicians don't even have they have no credibility to be a politician. They just have somebody nominate them and put up money to run the campaign. We can do it. Yeah, but instead we let Ben Carson represent us. Ben Carson, the man who said his ancestors came here as immigrants. What a fucking jackass. My head is hurting. I'm telling y'all like this, people. You got to start somewhere. I don't know all about this thing that's going to go down. If it's going down, I don't know. I'm not telling people not to be prepared. I will not do that because I don't know. You probably need to be prepared for something. because something's happening, right? Something's going to be going up anyway. That's just the way America works. But I don't know. Yeah, November 4th is supposed to go down, but we don't know. Yeah, be prepared, be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. I just don't know how to tell people to be prepared and what to be prepared for, because I don't know. Something ain't right, brother. I will agree with you 100% on that. Something is not right. And I think we allow these devils too much power. Too much power. They don't have the power to do the things that they say they can do. Yeah, guns is one point. Bullets, yeah, guns and bullets. Guns and bullets. And I would say rifles. Get your rifles and your shotguns ready. Yeah. It's just amazing, some of the stuff that we have to deal with as people here. Well, I got to chime out for a minute. I got to come back, but because I got some other stuff. So I'm going to sip me some tea and try to do me some research and look at some things. But dear family, talk to your peoples, man. We need to get together. We need our money in our own neighborhoods. Y'all be safe. Be careful. Reach out to somebody you hadn't talked to in a while. Tell them you love them. Give them a hug. Send them a text. And take it off of your chest. Give it to them. And free yourself. Free your mind. Free your people. Y'all be good. One.